That was so anticlimactic because I didn't realize the entire umbrella was going to key out. Well, ooh, it's an umbrella of mystery. Well, today we will be working with patterns, and yes, we are doing some rainy day stuff, which will be fun. So, hello, welcome. My name is Andrew Hochradel, and I will be your host and guide and puddle jumper. Hello, hi friends, nice to see you all here. So we'll be venturing into the rain over the next 2 weeks, as this week we take on showers and next week we take on flowers. So we will be doing, oh, it is bad luck. Oh no, oopsies. Well, send me all the good luck, all the good vibes that you have in chat. Let's stay super positive today. I'll take it. Just give me all those good vibes. Hi. Let's go ahead and hop in and talk a little bit about what we are, where we are, what we're doing, all that fun stuff. Like I said, I am Andrew Hochradel. You can follow along right there on Behance or on social media. And up here, that's how you say it. It's just hawk with a rattle, like a hawk with a little rattle. Oh, yes. And thank you. Wade agrees that the bad luck actually keyed out. So we're good. The bad luck green screen keyed out. Gosh. And you are joining us here for the Daily Creative Challenge in Adobe Illustrator. There's a bunch of ways for you to get involved, and this happens literally every single day for the next 2 weeks. We're on day number Challenge 2, day 3 right now, and we got 10 of these, so like we got so much time. If you're just joining us for the first time, hi, and if you're over on YouTube, come over to Behance, be.net/live. Leave me a red heart in the chat to let me know that you came from YouTube, and if it's your first time ever coming to a Daily Creative Challenge, just raise your hand in chat. Give me a little raised hand. That would be super great. So let me know, and also let me know where you're watching from. That's my favorite thing. The way that you can get involved, no matter where you are, is to go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. What a great place to get all of the information and get connected in every way that you need to. What you can do is you can come to this page and just click right here on the button, Take the Challenge, and that will sign you up, and it will give you a nice little ding bell on your Creative Cloud library as well as on Behance to remind you that there is a new challenge up every day. Oh my goodness, lots of new faces. Hi, friends. So go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator, scroll down, and you can grab our source file for today. Yesterday we made movie posters, which were so great. We're going to look at some of those in a second. And then we today are going to be making a custom pattern, obviously, for our umbrella. Super fun. So let's go ahead and hop into the challenge, but I need to tell you one more thing. This link, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Just type it in. Hit enter. Okay, now go sign up for our Discord. This is the place that you can get connected, you can get feedback, you can post your work. And yesterday, people were posting a lot of their projects. These posters looked amazing, some custom type, doing a great job. And yes, we did Paddington 3, which Paddington 2, officially the best movie of all time. If you didn't see the news, it's true. So go ahead and post them in there. I'll be doing reviews, giving you guys some feedback, some thoughts on your pieces as you post them. But again, that link is right here. All right, that is enough talking. My goodness, I've been talking too much. Let's go ahead and hop in and make some custom patterns here on this rainy day. And as always, I think that we're getting a phone call about the weather. Hey. Yeah, no, it's supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be hot. Wait, it's supposed to be raining? I love the rain. Oh my goodness. I gotta go. Hello?
Hey, it's Wade.
Oh, hey, Wade.
You're doing the daily challenge, right?
Yeah.
You're still live.
Oh,
Come back.
I'll be right back. We love that Wade keeps us on task here. So today, yes, we will be working with this umbrella, and I'm actually going to ruin the illusion for just a second, y'all. It has to happen. I'm so sorry. There we go. It's just green for a second. So we're going to look at this umbrella. I didn't realize that it would key out, but we're going to be looking at the pattern on this umbrella, right? And we're not going to open it because it's not keyed. So with this pattern, what we're going to do is we're going to try to recreate it and then see how it kind of tiles. We're going to do that in Adobe Illustrator. So we're going to play around with this today and try to recreate these lemons, these limes, and these nice little polka dots. So let's hop over into Illustrator and... oh my goodness. Wow. So glad that we jumped back in to the professional setup. All right, let's go ahead and hop back in to Illustrator and take a look on how to work. So if you haven't yet, grab your, hey, Val's here. What's up, Val? Grab your source file, bnside.net/challenge/illustrator, and we're going to hop right in. And I'm not actually going to show you the patterns right away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in and show you how to make those lemons. So the lemons really are just a bunch of circles. So we're going to grab the ellipse tool and we're going to do this very, very quickly. We can just simply click and drag and it's going to drag out a circle. We don't need it to be perfect because the lemons were a little bit wonky. So that's fine. Now over here, we want it to be filled and not have a stroke on it. So we can turn that stroke to none and then just double click on the fill here and pick a nice bright yellow for the lemon. Now, if I remember correctly, the lemon had some layers. And so what I can do is, again, just grab another ellipse, and I'm going to pull a layer just inside of this. Now, I believe that this layer actually did have a stroke on it. So we can double click on stroke and drag it to white. And then up here in the stroke panel, we can go ahead and open that up. All right, so we're going to put those there. Looks good. And I think that the lemon actually was a little more squatty. So I can click and drag using the direct select tool, or it's using the selection tool. And then we're going to make the inside of this just a little bit of a different color, maybe a little bit lighter. That looks good to me. And then let's do one more piece where we're going to put in some wedges. And for the wedges, I'm actually going to make a polygon. So we're going to use under here, not the rectangle, not the ellipse. We're going to click on polygon. And guess what? Polygon, three-sided polygon, is a triangle, and that's what we want. So we're going to use the scale tool by hitting S to just click and drag to scale that up. And I'm actually going to want this to be a little bit of a darker yellow. So again, selecting the shape and then double clicking over here, you can make it a little bit of a darker yellow. I'm going to grab these nodes. We actually did this in yesterday's challenge. And yes, the song is a royalty-free song from a service online. So it's not a real thing, but it is a vibe. I'll find out who the artist is for you guys tomorrow. So we can round these nodes to get this nice little piece, and then let's drag it down to get that nice little kind of wedge. And I'm just using Control Alt or Option and click and drag, and it will make copies of that for me. So I'm clicking, dragging, holding Alt or Option, and it will make a copy. And there we go. We've got a nice little lemon. Looks good to me. Now we're going to make one that is a lime, and the lime is pretty much the same. We're going to make a nice little circle oval, except this time I'm actually going to use the direct selection tool, which is A, the white arrow, and we're going to click up here on the top point and hit delete. Boom. And that is going to make a nice little cut of a half of a lime. So again, we want to play around with the colors. So we're going to select this, and you can either do it over here in this panel, you can do it up here in the color panel, or you can go over to your swatches panel. Oh, my swatches aren't set to regular. Usually if you have this open, it will have swatches in here for you. Mine have been reset on this file. So we're going to do it. Let's do it up here. Let's do it in the color. There we go. A nice green. And then we're actually going to scale this down again. We're going to copy and paste. And just drag this over and scale it down. And again, I think that I do want to have a white stroke on this one. So we're going to turn on that white stroke as well. Nice, nice. And then we are going to make this a little bit of a brighter green. I'm actually going to go a little more yellow, make it a little more key lime. Ooh, that's fun. And I'm just going to cheat. Don't tell anyone. I'm going to cheat and grab one of the wedge pieces from up here. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. Undo, undo. Control Z is undo, or Command Z if you have an issue. And then here, that shape went to the background. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to transform, arrange, and then bring it to front. There we go. So we're going to make this a bit of a darker green. And usually you can be a little more specific with your colors, but at this point, especially when we're making something that's a little wonky and a little fun, I really just want to play around and have, fun little shapes. So there we go. We got some fun little shapes. And yes, Control Z, sorry. And then we are going to grab one more ellipse, and this is going to be our polka dot. And to make this one perfect, we're going to hold Shift, and that will make it a perfect circle, and we'll make that a nice, fun blue. There we go. So we've got the fun shape of our nice little lemon. We've got the lime, and then we also have the little circle for the blue. And Misty, you're asking about a hotkey. Let me know which one. Tomorrow I'll have hotkeys turned on for you guys. I'll turn on the hotkeys so you can see them on the screen. I'll get that set up. I just forgot today. So in your source file, you will have this awesome umbrella. Looks great. Love this umbrella. And here's something that I need you to do to this umbrella. Make sure that it is ungrouped. So if you right click, if there's an option that says ungroup, just go ahead and click that until it is ungrouped. There we go. It looks like it was grouped 3 times for some reason. So if it is grouped, go ahead and right click. And how do you get the nodes to show up? So if you're working with any shape that has a corner, all you have to do is go to the direct selection tool, which is A, and that will show these little nodes that you can round things off with. Sorry about that. All right, so over here, we're going to start constructing our pattern. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply the pattern to the umbrella, but first we kind of need to just like get the vibe right. So let's play around and kind of grab these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these, I'm going to right click and group. And I'm clicking and dragging over the entire shape and then grouping. And from here, again, we can click and drag holding Alt or Option. And you can see that little arrow goes from 1 arrow to 2 arrows. That means it's going to make a copy. And we can use that and then hit R or rotate and just rotate things across. We also can hit S or scale, and that will scale it down a little bit. And so we're simply going to click and drag, making copies, holding Alt or Option, and just scaling and rotating these in a bunch of different directions. Same with the polka dots. We're using S to scale to click to drag those down to make them a little bit smaller. And then maybe we have, there's one more up here that's like really small. And then let's balance that out with another one that is over here. Looking that way. All right, we're looking pretty balanced here. I think it's looking good. When you're working with a pattern, you want to make sure that you have some kind of visual balance. Maybe another little polka dot here, and then maybe we'll end up dropping some in there. But for now, this looks good. All right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to take this entire thing, and I know a lot of people, when they're working with patterns, try to line things up perfectly and try to make repeating patterns, and sometimes that's good. It takes a little bit more work. Today, because of the pattern we're trying to make from the umbrella, it's a little all over the place. We can get away with not doing that. So we're going to click and drag to grab all of these pieces, and then we're going to go to Object, Pattern, Make, and watch what happens. There we go. It brings us into the pattern options panel. And if we zoom out here, check this out. So fun. So we've got a nice pattern and you can see that it's repeating, right? So right now it has copies over here and this panel is all of our options. So this panel has 3 by 3. And so you can see we have 1, 2, 3 copies and 1, 2, 3 copies right there. We can change this to 5 by 5. It gets really big. We can do 1 by 1 if we want. We can go 1 by 3 just all the way across. We're going to keep it 3 by 3 for now because it's good that fits our screen. So this is the place that you are going to do all the settings to take those pieces that we've made and turn them into an actual real life pattern that we can use. So we're going to rename this to, let's do, what's the thing called? Umbrella. Umbrella Ella. Let's do that. So from there, this is something that you can play around with. Is you can go to file type and you can choose grid, brick by row, brick by column, hex by column, hex by row. And if we go to brick by row, what it's going to do is it's going to shift those. So check this out. Now it shifts everything over a little bit so that it doesn't look like it's repeating, right? It starts to get a little bit of that variance. We can also do by column to where it shifts it. Here, let's go back to the grid. My column is going to shift those upwards. And then we also can do hex, which means that it's going to take basically a hexagon and then repeat it. So you get some weird edges with this one. The hexagon is kind of tough to do sometimes to figure with your design, but using the hexagon is super helpful. So we're going to go back and we're actually going to do the grid. Just leave it there. It looks good to me. Actually, no, let's do bricks by row to just give it a little variance. And then from there, we are going to go ahead and change to the brick offset. And the brick offset is going to show how much it moves. So we can do 2/3 to where it moves just a little bit, or we can push all the way to 2/5. It moves a lot, creates that kind of diagonal angle. So what I'm going to do is I want to create 3/5. To me, 3/5 is the most mathematically like wonky, to where it will be hard to find where the seam is. And that's the goal really with creating any kind of pattern, is to hide the seams. Now, another way that you can hide the seams is, check this out. This is a live object. So it is creating these patterns, but it also is live. So if we come in here, I want to try to maybe make something overlap. So watch this. If I click and drag to make another copy, if it hangs off the edge, it's going to show on all those pieces. As long as it's a part of that original design, it's going to show on all the other pieces. So we can see it overlapping here with these other pieces, right? Let's grab another one and pull it over this way. Maybe this one gets really big. There we go. Overlaps both of them. And then this dot can come down over here. And you'll see that it updates live. It will create that tile and continue that pattern as you keep going, just live again and again and again. So it does look like we're missing a little piece right here. So I'm going to put another little guy just hanging out over there with just a little bit to fill that space. So as you can see, as we look and kind of zoom out here, I'm just hitting Z and then holding Alt or Option to pull back. You see that it's creating a pretty good pattern. It feels fairly balanced. To me, nothing feels too crazy. Now, we can go here and check this out. What's happening with these overlaps is it's actually taking the original piece. Okay, so imagine the original one. And then what if you take a shape out of the tile area? Well, I'm glad that you asked, Mr. Wade Acuff. It disappears. It disappears across the board. So this is live and it's editing and just doing all the work for you, so you don't have to do the copy and paste. It just does all the work for you, which is fantastic. So you can see here that it is actually taking this shape, right? And it's taking the active, which is the bright color, or the subtractive or the extras, the duplicates, are this little bit of a lighter color. So we can actually dim those down to about 20% so we can see what's overlapping and what's original. So here you can see these nice little interactions that we have are actually not original. And what happens, check this out, is you can actually change the overlap. You can have the right side, the right tile go in front. So watch this. If we do that, the tile that's happening on the right is actually going to come on the front. So you can see it goes in front of that line there. If we change it to the back, it will go behind that line. So we're actually going to turn that one to the front. And then this one, you can do the top to the front or the bottom to the front. So the bottom to the front is going to bring that lime ahead, but it feels like a lot of the limes are in the foreground. So we're gonna push that behind. So we're just gonna do that right here. It's also bugging me seeing how this is pretty much the same lime. So I'm gonna go ahead and just augment this one a little bit and move it so that it fits a little bit better in our composition. And as we do that, we see now we have some white space, so we can just drop a nice little dot in there to fill the space. So that looks good to me. We have our settings all down. The copies we have awesome. We can show the tile to the edge, which means it's going to go all the way there. And how do overlaps work here? So we kind of just look. So overlaps, if you do left to front, you can see right here, the left column where it's repeating, which this lime that's lighter is repeating, comes to the front on these. It's a great way to disguise. Yes, absolutely. And then if we change it to the back, it goes behind. So you can use those overlaps, and it's basically saying when it overlaps, that's how you can kind of move back and forth. So that looks great. Now watch this. Let's go ahead and click. Oops, I changed the name to Z. Umbrella. Let's do that. There we go. Let's go ahead and just double click out, or we can click done right here. And everything goes away. Very jarring. Suddenly we're back in our design. But what we can do now is we can select the shape that we want to apply this pattern to, and it will show up in your swatches panel. You can hover over and just see it says right up there, umbrella, Ella, Ella. And we're going to click on that. Watch what happens. Magic. So we have the umbrella, but it looks like one of those translucent umbrellas, which I'm kind of not into. It doesn't feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the right vibe. So check this out. What we can do is we can actually come up here to the effects panel. And sorry, the appearance panel. And in the appearance panel, there is a fill, and you can see that that fill has our pattern in it. And what we can do is we want to add one more fill. So we're going to add a fill, and then we're going to click and drag that fill down below our pattern. So you can see as I drag that layer, it goes below the pattern, and we're just going to add in another fill color. So here I'm going to make this, let's make it maybe this kind of purple umbrella. That's fun colors. So you can see that there are two fills. There's a fill of a color, and there's a fill of the pattern on top. Now there are great questions happening in the chat. I have 3 minutes, so I need to show you one more thing. Ask those questions in Discord and we'll try to get to them. And also, yes, challenge for the future. What about perspective for the sides? If you're watching the creative replay, your challenge is to go back and figure out how to do the perspective to the sides. There's some great past tutorials on that for daily creative challenges, so try to figure out that perspective. But what we're doing here is there's a problem that the pattern is too big. Right? So we have our two fills, one is a color, one is the pattern, but this pattern's too big. So I'm simply going to click on the shape and I'm going to hit S, which is scale or grab scale. And then I'm going to hit enter. Enter is the word I want. And from there, you can see as we scale things down, it's scaling the whole umbrella. We don't want that. So what we're going to do, check this out. We are going to turn off transform objects. And what happens is now only transform patterns is checked, and we can simply shrink this down and it will continue to transform that pattern. Crazy, right? Totally insane. And the other thing is that it feels like it's a little boring, right? Across the top. So we can also hit OK, and we are going to hit S or scale, and we are going to grab the scale tool. We're going to hit enter with that umbrella selected. Oh, nope. Rotate is the word that I wanted. I was looking at the wrong thing and said the words. We're going to hit the rotate tool. And from there, we can either transform the objects or we can transform just the patterns. Or we can keep the patterns and just transform the objects, right? If you guys have ever watched the old Cartoon Network show Chowder, this is what they would do. They would have the pattern in the background and then they would transform the objects so the characters would move, but the patterns would stay the same. So we'll turn off transform objects because we just want to transform the patterns and we want it to feel like maybe they're raindrops that are falling down. So we don't want them perfectly vertical, but we do want them to have that kind of raindrop like they're coming down on this line right here. So we'll hit OK. So this is super fun. You can change the angle of just the pattern. You don't have to do anything special and you can hit OK. Right? Absolutely mind blown. So what I want you to do is create a textile, make your pattern, and if you're watching this on Creative Replay, your challenge is to take the umbrella that you have made in the first time that this aired, try to make it so that it is perspective. I'll give you a clue. Try to play around with some gradients and maybe instead of one shape, creating patterns with 3 separate shapes. So play around with those in the Creative Replay if you're watching this in the future. And make sure that you post your work right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. Also go there and ask all the questions. I know that we wanted to talk about libraries and some other questions, so definitely go here, ask those. We'll help you out there. And yes, hi Replay Challenge. Nice to see you. Everyone say hi. So stick around at the end of this stream for something very, very special. Y'all, it's going to be an awesome stream. We're doing some packaging design with our friend Nick Longo, and I know that that might be different on the Creative Replay, and I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say that, but we love Nick here. He's got a very special guest. They're going to be doing some awesome packaging, so stick around for that, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to get like a little sportsy. Like, yes, we're staying in the zone, and it will kind of cue in how much I actually know about sports when you see the challenge tomorrow. But stick around, join us every single day here on behance.net/live at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the daily creative challenges. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Stick around, and secret emoji for the next stream, when it starts, I want you to put burgers. Let's put some burgers in chat for our friends in the next stream, and I'll see you there. Bye.